ये दोनों में लगता है जैसे समंदर सा एक है, बिना नचिकेता बाबू के जैसा का समाना होता ही नहीं है। आज 28 वर्ष हो गया बाबूजी की मृत्यु को, और हमारे ख्याल से नचिकेता वो हम लोग क्या लास्ट 16 साल या 18 साल से आ रहे हैं। आप सब जानते हैं कि जब कोई बड़े अपने से बिछुड़ते हैं, जाते हैं, तो हम लोग राजस्थानी में बोलते हैं कि वो पितर के रूप में चले जाते हैं, और पितर भगवान का एक रूप होता है। हम उनको भगवान इसलिए नहीं बोलते हैं क्योंकि भगवान एक अलग होता है। हम मानते हैं कि पितर भगवान ही है। हम मानते हैं जब हमारे खुद में भगवान का अंश है, और जब आत्मा जाकर के मिलती है परमात्मा से, तो वो सच में भगवान बन जाती है, वो पितर भगवान है। तो आज के दिन हम पिताजी के नहीं, हम उस परम पिता जो हमारे पूज्य पिताजी के रूप में है, हम उनकी आराधना करते हैं, उनको याद करते हैं, और वो चूंकि उस पोजीशन में है कि वो कुछ दे सकते हैं, हम उनके भले की क्या कामना करेंगे। हम पृथ्वी में हैं, वो दूसरे लोक में हैं, जो लोग इस लोक से बहुत ऊपर है। तो हम उनसे ये आशा करते हैं, उनसे ये मांगते हैं कि वो वही कृपा, वही दृष्टि हमारे परिवार पर रखें, सब पर रखें। क्योंकि जब आदमी उस स्टेज पर पहुंच जाता है तो उसके लिए परिवार सीमित नहीं होता है, उसके लिए पूरा everybody who is there, and he goes into that position that he bless everybody. I always feel that ultimately what is this life? We take birth, we go on and we die, we have pleasure, we have sorrows. And what ultimately do we get out of it? If we get nothing, then why this life is? This is a very debatable point. I will not go into that, but I will only say my experience. With 2 words, we have more problems in this life. अगर आदमी 2 चीज पर कंट्रोल कर ले, so one is attachment. आपको सबसे ज्यादा तकलीफ आती है जब आप किसी से अटैच होते हैं, किसी व्यक्ति से, किसी वस्तु से, कोई भी चीज। So you live life. आप जब जन्म लेते हैं तो आपकी माता है, आपके पिता है, आपका भाई है, आपका बहन है, आपकी शादी होती है, आपके पति है, आपकी पत्नी है, आपके बच्चे हैं। You have an obligation to everybody. When I say detached doesn't mean that you leave everybody and become Gautam Buddha and leave house and go away. No. You live here in this world. You be with everybody. You do your duty. आपका जिसके प्रति कोई भी कर्तव्य आप कीजिए, but live life attached while being detached. आप अपने मन को ऐसा करके रखिए कि अगर किसी टाइम उनसे आपका अलगाव हो तो आपको तकलीफ नहीं हो। So if you can do that, if you can have attachment with detachment, your journey of life will be very less. And number 2 point is expectation. हर आदमी को दूसरे आदमी से कुछ न कुछ आशा होती है। आदमी सोचता है वो मैं ये करूंगा तो वो ये करेगा, या मैं उस I expect this behavior from him, I expect this thing from him. Every person has that expectations. if you do anything in life without expectation. So I always feel that in this world, if a man or a person can control these two things, attachment and expectation, I think his journey of life will be much better, and he will not have those, difficulties in the process of completing. One more important point I would like to say is that if you do anything in life without expectation, so I always feel that in this world, if a man or a person can control these two things, attachment and expectation, I think his journey of life will be much better, and he will not have those, difficulties in the process of completing. One more important point I would like to say is that one should always feel this life is a journey. आपके जन्म से मृत्यु तक का एक रास्ता अपना है. आप यहाँ से हावड़ा में बैठते हैं और आप दिल्ली पहुँचते हैं. Now this is a journey, you are completing it. That journey may be 16-hour journey, it can be 2.5-hour journey, it can be 24-hour journey. Likewise, it can be a 50 years journey, it can be 70 years journey, it can be 80 years journey. Now in that journey, you have a lot of worldly things with you. आपका घर है, आपका ज्वेलरीज है, आपका फैक्ट्रीज है, आपका सब कुछ है जिसको आप समझते हैं कि ये मेरा है. So like when you go in that train and you meet lot of people, they are friends for some time. In this journey, neither is the house belongs to you, nor does the assets belong to you, nor does the factory belongs to you. Otherwise, आज भी लाल किला में अकबर बैठा हुआ होता या उसका कोई ना कोई वंशज बैठा हुआ होता. तो you are a real trustee of what God has given to you. आपने एक बहुत सुंदर भजन कहा था, ये मन, ये तन किसी और का दिया है और आप मनुष्य में जाता है कि ये उसका है. As soon as you start having that feeling, I'm connecting this with the word attachment. As soon as you have this feeling कि ये आपका है, then you have all the problems in this world. और जैसे आपको लगता है कि you are a trustee of the God, He has given you to the extent He found you capable of doing it or handling it, और धारण कर सकते हैं आप. That feeling, I'm connecting this with the word attachment. As soon as you have this feeling कि ये आपका है, then you have all the problems in this world. और जैसे आपको लगता है कि you are a trustee of the God, He has given you to the extent He found you capable of doing it or handling it, और धारण कर सकते हैं आप. To that extent, to that much, He'll give it to you. You have seen people, this is my logic, I may be wrong, but this is what I keep on thinking. Some people born rich, they end poor. Somebody born poor, he dies rich. Somebody born poor, earn money, goes down, earn money, goes down, he has a mixed life. So long as you live life on a values जो धारण करे सो धर्म है. तो आप क्या धारण करते हैं, किस धर्म को धारण करते हैं, कैसे धारण करते हैं, उसने एक रूल लिख रखा है जो आदमी जानता भी है लेकिन अनजान रहता है, क्योंकि वो उसको कई बार उसको धारण करने में वो सक्षम नहीं हो पाता है, इसलिए उसको बोलता है ऐसा कोई रूल नहीं है। भगवान ने कई सारे रूल्स रखे हैं, आदमी को कैसे जीवन यापन करना चाहिए, क्या करना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए, ये सबको मालूम है, हमको मालूम, आपको मालूम है। और ये नहीं कि आप नहीं कर रहे, मैं कर रहा हूं, मैं कर रहा हूं, आप नहीं कर रहे हैं। हर आदमी अपने अपने लेवल पर कुछ हद तक उसको एक्सेप्ट करता है, कुछ हद तक वो अपने आप को एक्सप्लेनेशन है। इन दैट सेट रूल्स इफ यू आर फॉलोइंग, then your patra will become big, and when your patra become big, then you will get more and more to control that. Ultimately everything belongs to him. You are only a trustee, but then you get more and more bigger things to control, to govern. So that is how a people who is born poor, if he follows, he goes up to a richness, which we call in our worldly language. Whether it's a real rich or not is another debatable point. I will not go into that. So my point is that in this journey, please keep in mind that you are only a passing person. Whatever you are holding, we have seen several examples, everything I don't want to name, where people have died and everything is here. Something remains, something doesn't remain. I have not seen after 3 generations, 4 generations, any wealth being transferred to anybody. People even, if somebody asks you 100 years back, who are the biggest industrialists, you will not even remember. And after 50 years, people will not even remember who the people are here right now. So that is why when we come to this day, when we feel, it gives us a feeling that we should live our life in a very controlled manner. We should try and see what dharma is. We should try and see what we are expected to do, what humanity is, and pass our life. And I'm sure जो नचिकेता जी ने जाकर के 3 वरदान लिया था और उसके द्वारा उनको मालूम पड़ा था, वो आपको बिना वो किए हुए, बिना वो अग्नि जलाए हुए आपको मालूम पड़ जाएगा कि what is the best thing in your life and how you can lead. And the last thing I would say, which our Nachiketa Babu has also in her preaching or in his some of the song he mentioned that try and have a feeling of forgiveness in life. It is not going to benefit other person, it is going to benefit to you. If you have this feeling of forgiveness in life, we always see उसने मेरे साथ में क्या किया, उसने मेरा धर्म निभाया, उसने अपना कर्तव्य निभाया. Don't see that. आपका क्या कर्तव्य है आप वो कर दीजिए and forget about it. You are controller of your actions, your thoughts. You are not the controller of somebody else's action, somebody else's thoughts. So once you do what you are supposed to do, I think you will be one of the most happiest person on this world. With this, I must thank everybody who has been with us, who has been here today. The entire Ruia family is indebted that you people are with us on this day. I, with folded hands, thank Nachiketa Babu. He has every time, in one day gives us that much of energy by his songs, by his preaching, which takes us around for 364 days. And he was chosen, which he accepted, to perform the marriage of my son, and that is, those voice, those sounds, those things are just, it keeps on in our mind, it keeps on our thoughts, it keeps on coming, and he made the entire atmosphere so nice and so beautiful that it is a treasure for me in my life. Thank you very much, Nachiketa Babu, to have done so wonderful. Thank you very much for everybody being here. Thank you.